Mikhail here with Hustle System, where art meets commerce, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down and dissecting my personal marketing philosophy about how I generate millions upon millions of dollars for my clients so that you can tap into it and you can start getting some better results in your life. So, look, marketing's got kind of a dirty connotation to it, right? Marketers are sleazy, marketers are this, marketers are that, so on and so forth. Marketing, sales has that too, because everybody at some point has been marketed or sold something that they didn't really want, right? And they got that thing, and you know, and it might be you watching, you might have spent money on something that you thought you needed or was sold to you in a certain way, and you realize, I don't really need this thing. And that created a pain point for you, right? Because you probably traded your time that you don't get back for that money. You got this thing, and then you realize, oh, well, I didn't really need that thing. And so that creates a lot of resentment. So that's the first thing that I want to tackle as far as my philosophy. The cornerstone of it really is what I call the human element. It is truly my belief that given where we are today as a society, every single thing that can be automated will be automated. Every single thing that can be replaced with artificial intelligence or machine learning will be replaced probably sooner rather than later. And when it comes to marketing, that brings up some really, really valid questions. For example, what are marketers even going to be doing in 10 years, right? If you can, completely perfect the perfect pitch for a product through a machine, and all that you're looking at is buyer data, and you're saying, look, buyers are buying a certain way, and so we're just gonna take that, we're gonna optimize it, we're gonna use that across the board, and we're gonna keep that going, we're gonna auto-optimize on the fly. Well, why does somebody need a copywriter or a brand consultant or a funnel replicator, right? At what point do we get so perfect in the systems aspect of marketing that creativity actually goes out the window? And the big premise of this channel is where art meets commerce, because I'm a musician first, right? I'm an artist first. I think business was something that I stumbled into that I was good by default, and I kind of hated that. There was a certain authenticity and a certain honesty that I have that hopefully you watching can relate to, that I almost dreaded doing business, because business is not about empathy, right? The most successful people in business tend to be narcissistic, they tend to be sociopathic, they tend to have a certain tendency of the way that they use other people, opportunistic, if you will. At least that's the common perception. And I really want to start to break that mold. So what I mean by the human element is, look, if everything's going to get automated, what are we marketing to? Let's really start there. What are you even marketing to? What's your target? What's the thing that you're aiming for? Is it a sale? Are you trying to sell a product? Because if you're trying to sell products, man, you should just quit. You should quit now. You're not gonna have a place in this marketplace in 10 years, maybe 15 years. You simply won't have a room at all. You won't have a piece on the board. You won't have a seat at the table whatsoever. But there is something that will never, ever, ever, ever be replaced. And that's called the human element. And what I mean by that is, once we've optimized everything, there's still something left, right? When we go about our lives, we're not just hands and feet and a heart and a mind. There's something else there, and that thing is very hard to quantify. That's not something that you can really analyze from a spreadsheet standpoint. That's not really something that you look at and say, oh, that was obvious. It's something deeper, something more primal. It's connected to this human element of being alive on this planet, and understanding that no matter how hard we try and control things, we can't really control a whole lot, and we're really just completely at the mercy of reality to some extent, right? We can control some things, but in a big picture, like if a comet's coming for Earth, there's really nothing we can do about it. We can go to Mars or something, right? Which I think is super cool, but that's the extent of it, right? So I think humans are living in this perpetual fear of the unknown. They're living in a state of scarcity because they don't have control over their lives. And that kind of freaks them out. And that's why a lot of people become really obsessive compulsive. They have a lot of issues with that. And so what you're marketing to, if you're a marketer and you're watching this, or you want to become a better marketer, okay, like copywriting techniques, funnels, all this stuff is great. We break all this stuff down, right? But what's really, really important is understanding, what is the human element? What is the core human element that I am pitching to or selling to or marketing to, right? For social media platforms, it's connection. For myself, typically, I try and get people to be just a little bit better. right? So I have this thing where I see people as the best versions of themselves, right? I look at somebody and go, man, this person could absolutely be amazing. They just need a little bit of guidance. They just need a little bit of input, and they're right there, right? And so I try and push them. I go, man, like, try doing this. You'll be just a little bit better. And there's something about the people that do take action on that advice that they light up. They notice that, wow, somebody cared enough to give them just completely unsolicited advice without asking for $1 back or asking for anything back in return. And that's become so rare. Like, why is that so rare? We live on a planet with humans. We should care about each other. Why is that so rare? And so my core marketing philosophy is to care more about people. Don't be so afraid to care. Don't be such a salesperson that you're not sharp enough to actually be vulnerable and be empathetic and be considerate and put yourself in the other person's shoes, not as an exercise in futility or in getting a sale so that you can hop right back out of those shoes, but an exercise in humanity. Because that is an exercise that no machine will be able to replicate as far as I can tell. And that's something that you can't really put a price on that. You know, if I walked into your bedroom right now, or your living room right now, or wherever you are, if you're watching this on the street or at your office, and I said, listen, there's a part of you that's hurting. There's a part of you inside that's in pain. Because you were sold this idea that life is beautiful and that life is great and that life is magical, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. And no one gave you the manual to make it better more frequently. No one's giving you the map to say, look, here's how you can have a better life all the time. You don't have to have ups and downs. Okay? Yes, ups and downs are part of life. You have frequencies, right? But you don't necessarily have to have these down moments if only you had the right guidance, the right tools at your disposal. I mean, you would say, wow, that's amazing, right? So, and something that a machine can't do. It's just simply not possible. So that's the first part of this core marketing philosophy, is this human element. Stop thinking so hard about your Facebook post and your Instagram post and what you're doing. Ask yourself, what's the human element that you're catering to? Is it the need to be loved? Is it the desire to be noticed and appreciated and accepted? Is it this inherent fear that we're all gonna die at some point and we can't really control it and it kind of freaks us out? Everything feels so temporary and it scares you, it frightens you, but it's also exciting and thrilling at the same time. Is that what you're sowing to? Right? So that's the core. And then all of the copy and all of the pitches and all of the products and all of the transmissions and interactions and relationships that you build in your marketing career should stem from that. What is the humanistic element and what is the humanistic impact that you're having on other people around you? When you go and you sell a product to somebody, does it change their life, really? If it does, you found something magical there. If you found that, you're gonna have a business in 10 years. You're gonna have a business in 15 years, because that's gonna become rare and rarer and rarer as we move forward through society, because it's becoming a lot easier to just, ship products all over from China and just completely automate and systematize this thing. And from my vantage point, it lacks soul. It lacks soul. So the way I want you guys to think about marketing is, number one, is the human element. What is the human element of this product, service, or thing that I'm trying to get out to people? Maybe it's just your content. How are you resonating with people in your content? So that's the first part. The second part is the manifesto for this channel, where art meets commerce. Art and systematic thinking go hand in hand. When you have scales on a guitar, they're positioned a certain way, they're spread out a certain way, or a chord on a keyboard has a certain tonality to it. There's systems within art itself. So if you're an artist watching this, I urge you to start studying more sales tactics, more marketing tactics, more of these core principles that are gonna help get your art out there and get it seen. And if you're somebody who is a professional or a marketer or a salesperson, I urge you don't just approach this from the numbers. Look, conversions are great, sales are great, optimization is amazing. I love it, you guys know that, but there's gotta be something else. It can't be heartless. Like, our purpose here, we're building a movement. We're building a movement here that every single product we sell, we're gonna do it with the human element first. We're gonna put that before everything else. That human element, that emotional reaction, that attachment, that feeling that you get when you see somebody you love that you can't even explain. We're putting that first before anything else, including profit. including profit. And some people might, harp on me on that, put profit first. Screw that. We're not doing that. We're putting the human element first. The thing we're putting on top of that is art and systematic thinking. We want to make it to where it's systematized, it's efficient, it's effective, but it's also fun, it's creative, it's beautiful, and it creates this really amazing in-between reality where you're having fun doing something, it's working well, and you're actually doing something that you love. And from there, we're going to focus on only one thing at the top: making an impact. Okay? It's not about getting the sale. It's not even about getting a recurring sale. It's not about going high ticket or recurring or low offer or mid offer. All of that stuff is going to be really easy for us to figure out here. We're going to be breaking all of that stuff down in great detail. Perfect product catalogs for digital. We're going to have guests on. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. But we're going to put impact first because it's our mission here together. I need your help in this mission because one day I'll be dead. And hopefully this video lives on past that point and somebody watches this. Hopefully you right now buy into this mission and are passionate about saying, you know what, the profit will come. I'm gonna put humans first. And it's not just about getting sales, it's also about having fun doing it. And at the end of the day, it's not about getting a conversion, it's about making an impact. So that's my marketing philosophy. You can take it or you can leave it, you can tweak it, you can adjust it. You can use it, you can pass it. It's entirely up to you. But what I want for you is a brighter future and a better life. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I could die today. I could be gone tomorrow. I never know. And so I make these videos for you, the viewer watching this, so that I can impart the best knowledge, the best lessons, and the wisdom that I've learned over the years to you. And maybe, just maybe, it'll make your life just a little bit better. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Again, the human element first, art and systems, making an impact. And this has been my personal marketing philosophy. This is Mikhail with Hustle System, where art meets commerce. And I will see you in the next one.